Aloha, YouTubers! Hi, I'm Rock, and I'm coming back at you with another live stream. And in today's live stream, I'm gonna do a first for me, first for my YouTube channel, iRockRC. And today, I'm gonna give you folks my IMO on the top 5 most iconic Tamiya RCs of all time. Now, this is not my top 5 best Tamiya RCs. To me, this is the 5 most iconic Tamiya RCs because, in some way, shape, or form, they had some kind of tremendous impact on the RC hobby as an industry. And so, without any further ado, let's get to it. And if you folks can agree, disagree with me um, on my top 5, I could care less because this is my top 5 iconic Tamiya RCs. But your opinion really does matter, and I value it. So you can, you know, yeah, I really do appreciate it and be grateful if you, uh, I guess, chimed in the chat. If you're watching this as a VOD, video on demand, then chime in the comments below. But if you don't, that's great also. But before I get started, just wanted to say cheers. All right, so let's get down to business. Are you ready? Yes. Are you ready for number 5? Focus. Before one, focus, 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 focus. Come on, webcam. There you go. Digging history with DNL, Manchester, UK here. What up, digging? Wow, so Manchester, UK in the house. Thank you for joining the chat. Much appreciated, my friend. Um, but isn't it like afternoon in the UK? Or am I wrong? But anyways, thanks for joining the chat, digging in. It's great and awesome to see, not just the same people in the chat, but random people. I like meeting new people. I like getting to know people. No matter where you live in the world. Like I said, this is the reason why I do YouTube. This is the reason why I do live stream. Is the opportunity and a chance to meet people around the world. Because I think if you can learn a lot from people from different places around the world. I like experiencing different cultures, different foods. I mean, you name it, it's awesome. Uh, you know, this is it, right? This is what I'm passionate about. Interacting with all my viewers out there. So, 6 a.m. here. Hey, good morning, digging. So, okay, let's get on to the countdown. So, for me, number 5 is the Tamiya lunchbox. Why is this in the top 5 of most iconic Tamiya RCs? And look at the Grand Hauler truck. What do you think? Oh, that's an awesome semi truck. If you're into semis, you can't go wrong. Are you getting the is it like I think it's the Peterbilt, right? I would get the Peterbilt one. I know they used to have the King Grand Hauler. That was pretty awesome. But they do have like awesome aftermarket parts for the Grand Hauler. You can make that thing look super awesome. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. If that's what your heart desires and that's something that you're looking into, just do it. Do it. So, yeah, the Tamiya lunchbox, to me, it's number 5 because it's one of those Tamiyas that, oh yeah, made back is an awesome color. Um, the lunchbox was one of those that, it's like when the Cloudbuster came out, everybody wanted the Cloudbuster, but they couldn't. Not everybody could afford the Cloudbuster, so they settled on the lunchbox. Not only they set it on a lunchbox because it's actually a 112 scale with monster truck wheels. To me that was like the first monster truck I've seen do or pop wheelies. And back in the days when I was a young little IROC, wheelies was a super cool thing. Yeah, and digging. If you get that grand holler, I look forward to you sharing your pictures, or if you post videos on YouTube, let me know. Definitely go subscribe to your channel. Go write that down right now. Digging history with DNL. Let's see. Yeah, if you get a chance, just hit me the link to your YouTube channel or whatever social media platform you do. I have TikTok, Instagram, so yeah, definitely send me your links, and I'll follow you, subscribe to you, and like I said, I look forward to that. If you do get that Grand Hauler truck and matte black, excited to see what you're capable of doing with that awesome semi truck. But yeah, the Cloudbuster was the first. Oh, the Cloudbuster. The lunchbox, or Vanessa's lunchbox, was the first monster truck or first RC I've seen pop wheelies. And like I said, wheelies back in my days when I was a little young IROC, our super um wheelies were super cool. And for an RC monster truck to do wheelies, but there is like I said, there is a lot reasons why it's in the top five. I'm not gonna name them all, but I know it was one of the most popular RCs back in the mid '80s. Claude, hey man, how's it going, Claude? Is that Claude your number one, or is it at number five? So yeah, the lunchbox. I'm pretty sure old school Tamiya enthusiasts. I'm pretty sure they had the lunchbox in their RC collection. They have at least one lunchbox, maybe several. Who knows? So yeah, number five, the lunchbox to me. I never owned a lunchbox. I was really a big fan of the lunchbox, to tell you the truth. But I know a lot of people had them. A lot of kids that I've known to have the lunchbox. I mean, like I said, I thought it was super cool because, like I said, it could do wheelies. Um, Speaking of, here we go. So, Digging, is this what you're looking at? You should talk to my friend Brett, AZ Froggy RC. He's the semi guy. Not only he's a semi guy, but he's a walking encyclopedia RC. Walking RC encyclopedia. He has so much information. Um, I learned a lot of stuff from AZ Froggy, man. So yeah, I think he was doing a semi build, and I think on my live stream, was it yesterday or the other day, that you mentioned you're doing something to your semi truck with you're making 3D printed parts. So yeah, you guys too should hook up, you know. But this guy right here, but you're getting the matte black one. Gets its popular, temporary out of stock. Um, Wait, this is supposed to be like a. Okay, so on to number four. Number four is pretty interesting, and I think it's gonna shock a lot of people. Anybody want to take a guess what number four is going to be? Gotta find number four. Oh, here we go. Here's number four. Number four, most iconic Tamiya RCs of all time. All right, so number four is very close, guys, very close. So we have two for the Grasshopper, Tamiya Hornet. Why the Tamiya Hornet at number four and not the Grasshopper? Very easily. So if you followed RCs back in 1983, pretty much that's when um, the frog was invented. 1983. I could be wrong. I think it's 1983. Um, so I think the two most wanted buggies back in the mid 80s, I would say mid 80s, I guess, was the Tamiya Frog and the Tamiya Grasshopper. But those were like the upper scale buggies. So just like the lunchbox, most of them settled for the Tamiya Hornet. The Tamiya Hornet. And oh, Brett, you're pretty good. Oh, you almost got it right, Brett. So yeah, everybody settled for the Tamiya Hornet. I know, like I knew three neighborhood kids bought the Tamiya Hornet, and I know they wanted either the Grasshopper or the Frog. They couldn't get either one because of the price at that time. So they all settled on the Tamiya Hornet. And I think that the Tamiya Hornet is kind of like the lunchbox. It wasn't like a full 110 scale. It was kind of like a smaller version buggy or smaller buggy. I don't know if it was considered 112 scale. Maybe they have it on the product information page. I think it's considered 110 scale, but yeah, but it's not as big compared to. Now I never seen one side by side, but it does look kind of small. I mean, not small, but it's smaller than I think the frog and the hornet. I mean, the frog and the grasshopper. Hmm. Well, yeah, the revolutionary 1984 two-dry awful bug is back, more fun than ever. No, this was 1 year later. Right. Onward to number three. Yes, yeah. It says 110, but it's just tad bit smaller than the grasshopper and the frog. I think the grasshopper is actually the biggest one, or the body. Yeah. But it's been a while since I seen all three up close. And onward to number three. So Brett had the grasshopper as number three. Anybody want to take a guess what number three was gonna be? I think I'm on the. Well, not. I don't want to go. Hey, here we go. Gotta find number three. Hang on there, folks. Oh, here we go. There's number three. All right. So here is number three. And Brett, you had it right. The Tamiya Grasshopper. Now, this was probably the second most popular buggy back in the early mid 80s. The Grasshopper. My neighbor got the Grasshopper for a Christmas present from his parents, and I thought that was like the biggest, baddest RC I ever saw in my lifetime. And talk about being jealous. I was very jealous because I never seen anything like it before. I mean, I seen the frog, the female frog, on TV, but I never really actually see what they consider a hobby grade RC in real life, and that was like my very first hobby grade RC that actually saw with my bare eyes in person. Saw it run, and I thought that was like the most awesome, cool looking toy hobby grade RC I ever saw. That is number three. So onward to number two. So Brad had the frog as number one. Oh. The internet is slow today. Um, Here we go. Almost there, folks. Anyone else want to take a guess what number two is? Where is you? I just saw it earlier. Why are you not on the first page? Oh, internet. Oh, here we go. I'm shocked it's not on the first page. That is very shocking. Okay, so here is number two, folks. The second most iconic Tamiya RC of all time. It may shock a lot of people. And it's the Tamiya Cloudbuster. Now, why is that not number one? Here's my reasoning. Now, I cannot argue that the Tamiya Cloudbuster is probably back in the mid 80s the most popular RC period. Everybody, when it first came out, everyone, the whole entire universe wanted the Cloudbuster. But because of the price tag at that time, is way out of league. I think, but how we look in today's world, when we see an RC price at 2,500, we're like, that is way too much for an RC. And I guess back in the day, the Cloudbuster, I guess they still priced the same, almost similar, same when it first released in the 200 street, less than 300. You know, the Cloudbuster, uh, everybody wanted, but not everybody could afford it, and that's why I placed it number two. Unless you go with the Bruiser or the other, I like it. So yeah, so I think that yeah, the Bruiser came later my childhood, but that should be. Yeah, it's hard. It's not. It's hard. That's why I said I'm not. It's just like to me the five most iconic Tamiya RCs and not the five best. Then the reason why I say iconic is because these RCs was like what helped grow the hobby. Like when they came out, you know, a lot of people started getting into hobby grade RCs, and everybody wanted to get into hobby grade RCs, and they wanted they wanted the Hornet, they wanted the Grasshopper, they wanted the Cloudbuster, they wanted the Lunchbox. I'm gonna, you know, well, I guess I can do my honorable mention. Midnight Pumpkin was a very popular RC back in my days. The Blackfoot, of course, the Monster Beetle, the Bruiser. You can say honorable mention. The high lifts, but high lifts are more current, and unfortunately for the high lifts, they got discontinued. So you can't put them as iconic because they lived and died. Where these Tamiya RCs, they're still going. Not only they're still going to this very day, and you're looking at what is that, like 20, 26 years, 26, 27 years, 28 years if you go back to 1983. No, more than that. 40 plus years. So, 40, 38 plus years. Trying to calculate in my head while drunk, but yeah, it's okay. But yeah, okay, just say 40 plus years. Just round it off. But yeah, that to this very day, like I say, if you go to a Tamiya fanboy or a Tamiya diehard enthusiast, they're gonna have at least three of the top five that I showed. I'm pretty number one, Cloudbuster, two, Grasshopper, three, Lunchbox, maybe the Hornet, um, but yeah, so a lot of Tamiya has produced a lot of amazing RCs, and they continue to produce. And not only they continue to produce, but believe it or not, they're the ones who actually probably started the big boom in scaling and crawling. It was that Tamiya uh, Tundra that DJ Medic RC Sparks. I don't know if that was like the fire starter, but I know it. But from his Tamiya Tundra, it got me back into RC and got me making YouTube videos. If it wasn't for that video, um, you probably won't see my mug right now on YouTube, and I probably won't be, I'll probably still be playing RCs because this is what actually the RC or the club bus is what I wanted to get when I wanted to get back into the hobby when I first started my YouTube channel. But without any further ado, let's go to number one. And then, if you're following Brett's list, I'm pretty sure you folks know what number one is. I just have to find number one. Shouldn't be too hard. I saw it on the first page. The semis are somewhat iconic. Was the first company that had a full function semi truck. Still the greatest, even though things are getting dated. Ribbit. Hmm. No, the Tamiya, the semi trucks are awesome. Um, I see. Look like they increased the price on the semis, man. 687 for the King Hauler. Wow. I may get one of these days. All right. So, are you ready? Yes. Are you ready for number one? The, the number one most iconic Tamiya RC of all time. And here it is, folks. The Tamiya Ribbit Ribbit Frog. Yes, this is number one. I'm pretty sure everybody expected I was gonna put Cloudbuster as number one because I did use it as my thumbnail. But to me, this is number one, and the reason why it's what started the whole hobby grade revolution. And I still remember to this very day the first time I ever saw the Tamiya frog. It was actually I was watching the news and they're covering a RC race, and there was no competition. The frog took top three in every race, and it just wiped out the competition back in the days. Now, I guess the one of the biggest downside for the frog was its durability, you know. But when something performed awesome and so fast, it's prone to, break a lot easier. Um, but I know they did some updates on the transmission. Um, I think they went to dog bones now compared to what they did before. Oh yeah, Sand Scorcher. You know, Tamiya has a long list of RCs, and you like I said, you can probably put all of them in the top five. But to me, it's like the reason why I said this not the best. Um, Tamiya RCs, I think this is the most iconic because, like I said, they help not only grow the hobby grade industry, but it made a lot of people get into RCs. It did it for me, man. When I first saw the frog, um, I knew that is the one RC I wanted to get. Always wanted to get, and to this very day, I still want to get a frog, but I never got one. I plan to get a frog one day. But yeah, when I saw this on the news, and I said, man, that is the one I want to get because that's the champion right there. but but then I saw the grasshopper, my friend's grasshopper, my neighbor's grasshopper, and I was like, sold. Getting an hobby grade, no matter what, I'm getting a hobby grade RC eventually. And then not only that is like the frog, it was like the germ or the seed that it just like scattered all over the place, if you want to say, or just bloom all over the field. Because the next iconic RC was the Blackfoot. I know it's not in my top five, but actually they took the frog chassis, and that's how um, the Blackfoot got started. I just passed on a sealed release frog. Should have got it. Yeah. You would have got the two most iconic uh, Tamiya buggies in your RC collection. Yeah, and I guess if I was to do an RC collection, and if I do get that chance and opportunity, I would definitely have the frog, the grasshopper, and the hornet in my museum. Just to like because I can stare at it all day and say, yeah, this is what got me into RCs. These three guys right here. This is what as a childhood I envied my neighbors. I envied my friends. And this is the RC I really wanted to get. But yeah, like I said, the frog is like I say, like I think the frog. Then they use the same chassis on the Blackfoot, and then I think they also use the same chassis on several other truck or monster trucks. I think the Monster Beetle, if I'm not mistaken, and I think another one. I can't really think on the top of my head, but yeah, the frog, and it was winning races back in the days, man. And then the RC industry started to grow slowly, and then when my parents gave me the green light to get a hobby grade RC, I thought about getting this one, but I ended up getting the Cloudbuster. But if my parents put a strict budget on me, I would have settled with the frog. If I were to get the first hobby grade, have to get the Ford F-150 Ranger SRB chassis. Oh, nice. That was your first hobby grade RC, Brett? The Ford F-150 Ranger SRB chassis? No. Yeah, mine was the Cloudbuster. Like I still have it to this day, but unfortunately, it's not with me right now. It's in another country. But at least I know I still have it. And the thing is very durable. That's the one thing about Tamiyas, man. They're gonna be very durable. They were like the Traxxas back in the days. You knew you were getting a high quality, durable RC. You know, yeah. I gotta rebuild my Tamiya collection. So probably the first Tamiya I'll probably purchase is the Cloudbuster. I don't like the current version right now. But it's funny as I was doing like image searches, and I remember I got the Cloudbuster, but it had the red and black. It was red, black, and then the bumpers was red with the white rims or wheels. Mine was destroyed in a storage locker, fell apart. Oh wow! But you must have had that thing for a long time. And for some reason, like yeah, built a Cloudbuster, then I kind of got bored with it, and so I ended up doing upgrades. I know I changed it out the mechanical ESC to a actual electronic Novak ESC. Then I installed Trinity motors, brush motors back in the day. Trinity was like you know, maybe the Tekin back in the days, or Castle Creations. Trinity motors. I put a Trinity racing, buggy racing brush motor in a Cloudbuster. I didn't care because Trinity was like like I said, the top brand brush motor back in the days. I think I upgraded the battery. Not only upgraded the battery, but I upgraded the charger. What was that? Those chargers called back in the days? Oh man, they were like expensive battery chargers too. Um, and I was able to get a battery charger upgraded instead of the DC ones. That took all day to charge, all night to charge. I think the charger I end up upgrading, it only took like maybe 3 hours to charge, which was fast back in the days. I had the Futaba transmitter. Man, they don't make RCs like they used to. Yeah, so yeah, that's my five most iconic Tamiya RCs of all time: Lunchbox, uh, Hornet, Grasshopper, Cloudbuster, and the Frog. Uh, if folks want to, you can let me know what your five most iconic Tamiya RCs in the chat, or if you're watching this as a VOD later on, uh, uh, go ahead and comment that below. But yeah, you know, I'm glad Tamiya is still around. I seen a lot of great hobby brand, hobby company, or hobby RC companies come and go, and like Kyosho is still surviving. I don't know how many times that company got sold, but Tamiya still going on strong. Mm, You know, can't go wrong with a Tamiya. Uh, to me, like any of the five on my list, or the ones even like I did an honorable mention on, um, they will be excellent. Beginner RCs or your first RCs. Uh, it really, brought a lot of happiness in my life, a lot of fun. I probably played my Cloudbuster all day, every day, for the probably in the next 3 years. Then I turned into a teenager, and then I just party with my friends. Okay, so uh, that's my top five iconic Tamiya RC all time. Like I say, you folks can let me know in the comments below if you're watching this as a VOD later on. I'd like to thank Digging and AZ Froggy RC, Brett, for joining in the chat, and not only joining the chat, participating in this five most iconic Tamiya RCs of all time. I love hearing you guys' stories. I like chatting with you folks. Like I said, this is why I do YouTube and continue to do YouTube. Um, you know, and if I do this for free and I don't make that much money, you know, that's great too. Thomas the Tank Engine. Now for your best RC on the market now, any brand. Oh, in order, Grasshopper, Claude, SRB chassis, semis, TT01E. Oh, nice. Nice top five, AZ. Thomas the Tank Engine. Okay, now for your best RC on the market now. Oh, five. And does price matter? For me, the best RC. Ooh, actually, you know which RC I really want to get? Like, if I could just buy any RC and price doesn't matter, it's a TW-715, that the Jeep pickup truck. That's the best RC. Now, if you factor it in price and you want to keep it around the $500 mark, around there, 500 or less than 1,000. Mm, I would say, hmm, yeah, that's a tough one, man. Anything below 2,500, that'd be. Whew. Okay. What RCs that are still selling, right? They're still on the market. I would have to say the X Max, and that's like, yeah, the X Max. Can't go wrong with the X Max. But there's a lot of just I cannot say just number one because there's a lot of amazing RCs out there. A lot of amazing RCs. Um, for me, I like to build RCs from the ground zero and from the scratch now. As you can see, um, with all what I'm getting into. You know, I'm really loving this build right here. I'm loving the way it performs, everything. You know, like I would say the X Max. I would have said the drag slash, but that's priced too high. Yeah, that's a good one, man. That's a good one. But I tell you what would be my I'll give you, I tell you, I'll give you my top three favorite RCs that I've owned of all time. Number one, or number three would be, what would be number three? The Tamiya Toyota Tundra. The Tamiya Toyota Tundra High Lift. That would be number three. Number two would be the low C. I think it was the LSM R8 16. Was it 16 scale? Oh, that was an amazing RC. And number one would be the low C Truggy gasoline. Um, the one they got discontinued. I was showcasing it on my channel earlier this year. That's my favorite RC of all time. Oh, I love that Truggy. Oh, and not only that Truggy, but I also love the Monster Truck version. That was an awesome. That was that. There's something about gas, you know. You can't go wrong with the Losi DBXL gasoline version. Not a big fan of the electric, but that one I enjoyed that one. I love that one. New one slash dual drive element enduro crawlers, Axel CX24, Losi Mini B, Kyosho Phaser chassis cars. Wow. like Enduro just came out with aluminum wheels and tires for the XCX24 low C Mini B. Yeah, yeah. Slash is up there. I think I did a video like saying like the best first RC to get if you wanted to start if getting started in the hobby. I said any one of the slashes, whether it's two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, because it's you don't have to just stick to the short course truck platform. You can just convert it into so many different platforms. It has a lot of versatility, uh, a lot of replacement parts, and only a lot of replacement parts available already. Um, but aftermarket parts. I mean, the list just goes on and on for the Slash, man. I mean, I can even do a five most iconic Traxxas, and that would be super easy. Can probably do it on top of my head. I know the three would be XO1, would be one of them, the Slash, and then the X Max. Then you also could put in the E Revo Summit. Oh, yeah. No, man, that was a great list, Brett. Slash two drive element enduro. Yeah, I'm looking to getting an element, uh, one of the element enduros crawlers. I don't know if they come in like different models because I know Fern Dog 310 keeps posting on his Instagram, and I guess he went to an event and he went to the element booth, and they had a lot of amazing scalers and crawler RCs, and they're getting more scale looking. I think if I was to get one of the element enduros, I'll probably. I guess I really like the orange Forerunner. I don't know. I just like that what like fire orange. I guess it was the dealer called it fire orange. But I really like the orange one, and and I also really wanted to get the mini enduro Forerunner, and that is cheap too. It's only $99.99. I mean compared to other mini crawlers out there. Yeah, Fire Runner. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of amazing RCs. It's like I say, it just depends on what you're looking for, your budget, you know, and if you like to build or not. I'm a sucker for kits. I like building, as you can see. I like that challenge. Like there's no other greater feeling than building a kit and watching it turn on for the first time. Not only turn on, but actually run. you know, yeah. I mean, too bad I didn't show you folks on live stream how excited and how my face just light up and glowed when I got that this this Jeep. I was test driving the Jeep. I was like, oh man, this thing is amazing. I thought I needed. I was thinking of because of the planetary gearing and the gear reduction on the front gearbox. I thought I would have to go from a 35 turn to a 55 turn brush motor or a brushless, but I guess I don't need to. The 35 turn works perfectly fine in that chassis and that gearbox, and not only works fine, but it stayed cool. It didn't overheat, didn't get hot. Yeah, build. I know you like building too, Brett. You're a busy man. But yeah, RCs can be addicting. it can be super addicting. Trying to tame my addiction. you know, it's like it's like a kid in a candy store. You want to try them all, but you gotta resist the temptation, Rock. To be honest with you folks, I almost pulled that trigger on that TW 715 RC, man. It still haunts me to this day. that thing is so super cool. I don't know if you folks know, but the the engine the pistons, it moves up and down. Oh, and then from what I've heard that people who have purchased it, it is a superb RC, well worth the price. And coming from like my trusted sources, that is saying a lot. Need a new kit or something else to do. Finish the Beast 2 chassis build for my buddy. Oh, wow, nice. A lot of kits out there. Yeah, I just got my first kit. It's better than I was thinking it would be, and yes, it's an expensive edition. What kit did you get, Thomas? The Riff. Oh yeah, the Riff is like super popular. I mean, I seen so many people, um, so many people, so many videos on the Riff, in the past couple weeks. That thing is a beast. That thing is like super quick. I think a lot of people are running a brushless setup. That thing is like super quick, man. Yeah, and the Rift, I think that's the one of the uh, actual super cool looking RCs. It's better looking than um the Wraith out of the box, and then what was the other one? What was that other rock bouncer they just came out with? I know I had one. Uh, what was it? Can't think of the name. I know they had the Wraith and they had something else after the Wraith. Oh, I love the Wraith. I love customizing the rate. Yeah, the Bomber RR10. Told you Brett wasn't a walking RC encyclopedia. Yeah. Yeah, that riff is super quick, man. Super fast. It's a beast, man. That thing can move. I don't think they should have made it for the tracks and not for rock crawling. Yeah, I know. I had it. I had it. I had the R. I had the R10. I still do have it. I mean, it's. I think it's in pieces because I took out the servos. I took out the servos. Oh, that thing was that was a fun. The Bomber R10. It was fun, but it's nothing like the Rift, man. That Rift. It, it, it would smoke the RR10 Bomber. Yeah, I'm like you, man. I can't be chasing RCs anymore. That's the thing about the X Max. Like I said, that the quick release to mount and dismount the body onto the chassis is like every time you crash, you roll over or flip over. You're gonna have to readjust the body. I don't want to walk that far. The Riff 82 RTR had broke so much. It's what made me get the Riff. Oh, okay. Oh, so okay. You see, you got the ready to run version, and then you got the kit. Oh, I bet. Yeah, guaranteed. The sway bar help stabilize the riff. No, that's why I always tell people, if you the you know get the kit, learn how to build it, how to put it together. Um, you know that way, if RCs, no matter how durable or how strong, what brand new, but brand RC, you gotta play with it so much. Eventually it'll break. Because of wear and tear. I mean, it's just how it is. Especially when you have a high power brushless system. Like they said, I've seen so many videos on the riff, and that thing it just moves. It's like super quick. Um, yeah, I mean, eventually gonna crash. Even no matter how much, or like he can do upgraded parts aftermarket. Um, try different something, or it's just it's just a fact of life that even metal breaks eventually, even rocks break down. All right, so that's it for this live stream. Again, I'd like to thank Digging, Brett, AZ Froggies RC, and Thomas the Tank Engine for joining the chat. I only have one brushless vehicle now, and it's a Sakura D3 all-wheel drive drifter. Same here. I switched from brushless to brushed. I switched from brushless to brush. But like lipo batteries in the future. I don't know how long in the distant or how close in the future it's gonna be obsolete, and eventually solid state batteries will take over the RC industry, and that is good news for not only RCs but for everybody's bank accounts. So just remember that solid state batteries is the next revolution or evolution in batteries. But again, like thank you, Dean, AZ Froggy, Thomas Tank Engine. So that's it for this live stream. Appreciate you guys so very much, and looking forward to my next live stream. So till my next live stream or VOD, take care and aloha, shaka, and I'm out.